Hello guys, today I'm back with Leviticus chapter 23 today. Today we are learning about the appointed feast days and the Sabbath day and the feast for the Lord. Yeah. So let's start. There's some we know. The appointed feast days. Chapter 23. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites, tell them, here are my appointed feast days. They are appointed They are the appointed feast days of the Lord. Tell the people that they must come together for these sacred assemblies." So let's start with the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day. There are 6 days when you can work, but 7 days is a day of Sabbath rest. You must rest on it. Come together on that sacred day. You must not do any work on it, no matter where you live. It is a Sabbath day to honor the Lord. And next, we have the Passover and unleavened bread. Passover and unleavened bread are the Lord's appointed feasts. Tell the people that they must come together for these sacred gatherings at their appointed times. The Lord's Passover begins when the sun goes down, on the 14th day of the first month. The Lord's feast of unleavened bread begins on the 15th day of their months. For 7 days you must eat bread made without yeast. On the first day you must come together for a special service. You will not do any regular work on that day. On each of the 7 days, to bring a food offering to the Lord. On the seventh day, come together for a special service. Do not do any work on that day. Next one is the first year of Israel's crop belongs to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites, tell them when you enter the land I am going to give you, bring an offering to the Lord. Gather your crops and bring the first bundle of grain to the priest. You must lift up the grain and wave it in front of the Lord. Then the Lord will accept it from you. The priest must wave it on the day after the Sabbath. On the day he waves the grain for you, you must sacrifice a burnt offering to me. It must be a lamb that does not have any flaws. It must be a year old. You must bring it together with this grain offering. The grain offering must be 7 pounds of the finest flour mixed with olive oil. And the food offering presented to the Lord. It has a pleasant smell. You must offer a drink offering along with the burnt offering. It must be a fourth of wine. You must not eat any bread until the day you bring your offering to the Lord your God. You must not eat any cooked grain or any of your first grain until that time. This is a law that will last for all time to come if applied, no matter where you live. And the Feast of Weeks. We didn't learn that. Well, perhaps this is a new one. The day you brought the grain for the wave offering was the day after the Sabbath count. Count off 7 full weeks from that day. Count off 50 days up to the day after the seventh Sabbath. On that day, bring to the Lord an offering for your first grain. Bring 2 loaves of bread that are made with 7 pounds of the finest flour. They must be baked with yeast. Bring them to me as a wave offering from the first year of your crops. That applies no matter where you live. Together with the bread, bring 7 male lambs. Each lamb must be a year old. It must not have any flaws. Also bring one young bull and 2 rams. They will be a burnt offering to the Lord. They will be offered together with their grain offerings and drink offerings. They are food offerings. There are small places to the Lord. Then sacrifice one male goat for a sin offering. Also sacrifice two lambs for a friendship offering. Each of the lambs must be a year old. The priest must lift up the two lambs and wave them in front of me as a wave offering. Must offer them together with the bread made out of the first share of your crops. They are sacred offerings to the Lord. They will be given to the priest. On that same day, tell the people that they must come together for a special worship service. They must not do any regular work. That is a law that will last for all time. It kind of applies to no matter where you live. Suppose you are gathering your crops, then do not harvest all the way to the edges of your field, and do not pick up the grain you missed. Leave some for the poor people and the outsiders who live among you. I am the Lord your God. The trumpets. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, on the first day of the seventh month, you must have a day of Sabbath rest. It must be a special service announced with trumpet blasts. You must do not do any regular work on that day. Instead, bring a food offering to the Lord. The day when sin spake, the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, the 10th day of the seventh month is the day when sin is paid for. Come together for a special service. Do not eat any food. Bring a food offering to the Lord. Do not do any work on that day. It is the day when sin is paid for. On that day, your sin will be paid for in my sight. I am the Lord your God. Suppose you do eat food on that day, then you will be separated from your people. I will destroy anyone among your people who does any work on that day. You must not do any work at all. This is a law that will last for all time to come. It applies no matter where you live. That day is a day of Sabbath rest for you. You must rest on it. You must not eat anything on that day. You must follow the rules of the Sabbath rest. Follow them from the evening of the ninth day of the month until the following evening. So that's the new one too. Feast of Booths. Let's start the Feast of Booths now. The new one. The Feast of Booths. The Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, on the 15th day of the seventh month, the Lord's Feast of Booths begins. It lasts for 7 days. On the first day, you must come together for a special service. Do not do any regular work on that day. On each of the 7 days, bring a food offering to the Lord. On the 8th day, come together for a special service. Bring a food offering to the Lord. That special service is the closing service. Do not do any regular work on that day. These are the Lord's appointed feasts. Tell the people that they must come together for these sacred assemblies. During those times, the people must bring food offerings to the Lord. They are burnt offerings and grain offerings. They are sacrifices and drink offerings. Each offering must be brought at its required time. The offerings are in addition to those of the days of Sabbath rest. offerings are also in addition to your gifts and anything you have promised. Then they are also in addition to all the offerings you give to the Lord, beginning with the 15th day of the 7th month. That is after you have gathered your crops. On that day, celebrate the Lord's Feast of Booths for 7 days. The first day is a day of rest. The 8th day is also a day of rest. On the first day, you must get branches from palms, willows, and other leafy trees. You must be filled with joy in front of the Lord your God for 7 days. Celebrate the Lord's Feast of Booths for 7 days each year. This is a law that will last for all time to come. Celebrate the feast in the 7th month. Live in booths for 7 days. All the Israelites must live in booths. Then your children after you will know that I made the Israelites live in booths. I made them do it after I brought them out of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So Moses announced to the Israelites the appointed feast of the Lord. So they learned all of the book today, so let's read the box, I guess. Let's do it the big one. Let's do it the boots. Life in Bible times. Boots. Each year during the feast boots. Israelite families camped outdoors for a week in the shelters made out of branches. This reminded them that God had kept their ancestors safe in the desert when they traveled from Egypt to the Promised Land. So let's do the small box now. Do you know what does feast mean? In the Old Testament, feasts were the special holy holidays that God told his people to keep. There were times of great joy. The Israelite people worshipped their wonderful, loving God during the feasts. So, we have another thing, like we rated all the boxes, but there's one extra. Yeah, so let's start. Passover, commemorating the liberation from Egypt. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, commemorating the hasty escape from Egypt. The Feast of First Fruits, offering the first year of grain. The Feast of Weeks, giving thanks for the bountiful harvest. With the Feast of Trumpets, celebrated the first day of the new year, the day when sin is paid for, solving the sin problem. The Feast of Booths, giving thanks for the year's harvest and commemorating life in the wilderness. So these are the ways the Israelites remembered God, right? So, dear God, sing in about Leviticus chapter 23, say, thank you for about faith for remembering God, and thank you for making me after Jesus was born. But also we will remember you even though we don't do these feasts. And thank you always. Amen. So today we learned about all the books, so thank you always and well bye. See ya.